persons that care about me versus $100 million, I would prefer having 100 persons that care about me. Welcome to the Digital Pragmatism podcast with Gosia.
Hello.
And Jerzy. And we're gonna talk today about our lives, our unique lives. And we would like to share with you 6 things we wish we'd learn at 20. We are over 40 years old right now. Do you want to share exactly how old are we or not?
I don't remember.
And we think that it's a good time to share with you what we would like to transmit to our 20 years old selves. Do you want to start, Gosia?
Okay, I can start.
We will have a list of 6 things that Gosia would like to transmit to a 20 years old Gosia, and then 6 my ideas. But first, minimal news. What news reached you even if you're off social media? Any news or nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Very well. Me neither. I don't consume news. I don't know what happens in the world. Let's continue. No, a news reached me. I'm sorry. You know that Substack, the platform on which we are publishing our podcast and our newsletter and our website and everything related to digital pragmatism, Substack has introduced a Twitter clone, which is called Substack News. Not News. Substack Notes. And it looks like Twitter, but not in blue, but in orange. And I think it's a very good idea because for small Substacks like our, it's basically a good means to promote what we are doing amongst people who would be interested in reading our stuff, because it's really a feed, and you can share something, an idea or a link to an article, etc. And apparently Elon Musk was very upset that Substack has made a Twitter clone, and he has blocked all the links that led from Twitter to Substack. How do you judge this kind of story?
Maybe he wanted to check something, try something new.
No, he was upset that they made, because a lot of people who are using Substack were actually using Twitter to promote what they were writing on the Substack. So he just said no.
So he acted emotionally, and then he just changed his mind.
Do you think that CEOs should act emotionally?
Well, it can happen to
everybody.
Yes.
But they are, they have counselors and people who can say to them, no, don't do it, it's stupid. So this news reached me, and what happened in our family? Children were sick. No, I stumbled upon a very nice blog post. Some parents were sharing their perspective, and there were a quote in this article that said that when you are planning a family, there should be some resources that would say that your kids will be sick from age 3 to age 7 if they go to a preschool and then to school, and all your family will be sick for 5 years non-stop, basically. Do you agree that parenting is being sick for 5 years non-stop?
Well, yes, it's true, and I would also add to our chronicle that we are 2.5 months before vacation.
Yeah.
So now we are planning.
We are planning
vacation.
Do you want to share
holiday?
Our holiday plans or not?
Well, we can share them when we will have.
So we are planning, but we don't have plans. Okay, cool. Let's go to our podcast core topic, which is 6 things I wish I'd learn at 20. Gosia, the first thing you would like to tell your 20 years old self.
So the first thing is try new things.
Wow, excellent. This is something I have I think I have written something similar, but why trying new things is okay?
I think that it will help you to know what you like, what you don't like,
Okay.
and
But when you write try new things, which new things do you have in mind?
new things at work, for example.
Try maybe working at a few different places to know what kind of work suits you best.
Yes, and also try some different lifestyles, I would say.
Okay, this is cool. I think that my 20 years old self would like to be, for example, some kind of a digital nomad at some point, or to live in a completely remote countryside and to work as, I don't know, a cheesemaker, for example. That would be cool. Yeah, it's a very, very good point. My number one would be, you will be fine whatever happens. It's somehow a reassurance that whatever you try, whatever you do, whichever decision you take, you will be okay. That we are imagining that our actions will spark consequences with catastrophical things happening to us, but actually 90% of what we imagine never happens.
Yes, and life goes on. And
yeah, life goes on, and if you make a mistake, just move on and don't think too much about it. Gosia, number 2.
Don't be afraid to fail.
Yeah, it's like my advice to you will be fine whatever happens, basically.
Yes, because when you are afraid of failure, well, I think that you will never have a chance to succeed,
Yeah, because you will never try. When you talk about success, what do you mean by success?
Some personal success, I would say. I'm not talking about money.
Well, what is personal success? It's some kind of a making what you always dreamt of making, or
something like that.
Okay, my number 2 is build habits and run every day. And I think that I have started to building habits very, very late in my life, and I actually regret that I have not started earlier. So that's why I would say to my 20 years old self. And especially running is excellent, because running helps me with a lot of things. I think that building habits, and especially building habits around your fitness or a sport is important, because it's something that will give you peace of mind, something that will give you time to think about your goals, about yourself, and also you will look better, and there's only positives, basically. So if I run in the morning, I have a good day, basically. You don't like running?
No.
Why?
I just don't like it.
You don't like...
Although I was a runner.
In high school,
high school days.
Exactly. So you have. Why don't you like running? Because you have to change and shower, etc. All the logistics, or just you don't like going outside?
I just don't like to run outside, I would say.
Okay. Number 3 for Gosia.
Don't be afraid to start family early.
Yeah, mine is also have children early. Why is that, Gosia?
Because I think that it changes perspective in life.
Yeah, it gives you a very, very tangible goal in life.
Yes, and also you see everything in a different way, I would say.
You're basically less stressed about everything else beside your kid, don't you think? And so you suddenly have a big priority in your life, and everything else is less important. Having kids for me was very life-changing. I never thought that it will be so much life-changing. And only for the positive side of that. I see no negatives in having children, not at all. I think that people that say that you will have less time for yourself, etc., are just full of shit, because it's not true. If you want to have time for yourself, you can carve some time for yourself. It's difficult having kids, of course, but it gives you motivation also to be very efficient with your time.
And also somehow it questions your life. You start to think what is the best for you, your family. Before kids, I never,
never questioned your choice.
questioned my choices.
Yeah, me also. It was the same. And if you have children late, you will basically have less time to have a number of children also. So if you want to have a big family, start early. This is what I want to say. Gosia's number 3 was the same as my number 4. It was related to starting a family, having kids. Right now, it's Gosia's turn for number 4, basically. Oh, okay.
Okay, so follow your dreams.
Oh, this is cheesy. Why is that?
Don't rationalize,
What do you mean by rationalizing?
I thought, for example, that it's impossible to live from my hobbies, that I should have, a corporate job to have
Have you tried to live off your hobbies?
No, never. And now I regret it, of course.
Maybe, look, try new things, number 1. I understand what you say, because I also had some misconceptions about that. Although I don't think personally that it's good advice to say to people, follow your passion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think this is very bad and flawed advice. A lot of people don't know what their passion is. And even you don't know what your passion was or is, because you like to dance, but maybe if you had to be a professional dancer, you would hate 70 or 80% of this job. You don't know. You can actually like to dance, but you would be completely put off by the stress of a performance, or maybe by the physical strain of a professional dancer, etc. I have some experience with that, because I have tried to be a professional musician, and 70-80% of that it stinks. It's not something that is okay. You basically lose a lot of time traveling and waiting, and then you go on stage literally for 35 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and you enjoy being a musician for 45 minutes a day. But the rest of the day is pretty much shitty. I think follow your passion is bad advice, but follow your dreams is much better, because if you dream of being a professional dancer, try to be a professional dancer and see whether you like it. But if you don't like it, just stop. My number 4 is money is not important. Time is. Do you agree?
I agree.
And so basically, when I was younger, I thought that if you have a lot of money, it solves every problem. And of course, it's not true.
Because when you are young, you think that you have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So you don't value time.
Exactly. And then you get older and your time shrinks. And then you have kids and it shrinks even more, because you suddenly want to pass time with your kids. I don't think that money solves every time problem, because... And this is a fallacy that a lot of people are following, basically, and it's a trap. Because people think that if they are very, very wealthy, they will actually be able to buy time by, I don't know, employing nannies or having a lot of people that will help them with their life. And I don't think it's a good idea, because you lose connection with your life and with your goals. Do you agree?
Well, I wouldn't say that money is not important. I would say that...
I didn't say that. I said time is more important than money.
Okay. Okay, so I agree.
Continue.
You just need to have enough money to live well with.
How much is enough?
Well, it's an individual.
It depends. If you try to be a farmer making cheeses in the countryside, you will need a lot less of money comparing to if you decide to live in New York City or Los Angeles or San Francisco, right?
Okay, but before number 5. I have some bonus because I would like to add to your number 1. You will be fine whatever happens. I would add here, enjoy your life. Just enjoy,
How to enjoy your life?
Don't be so stressed. Everything will be okay, Just enjoy the moment.
Or maybe in a stoic way, accept what happens because you don't have control over it anyways. So just be there and observe.
So it was to your point number 1. And now my number 5, meet people.
Have you not met enough people in your life, Gosia?
Well, for example, at work, often I was so focused on my projects, less than, on people.
You prioritize your tasks?
Yes.
Whereas you think you should prioritize relationships with people?
Be more curious, maybe, about people.
Maybe the people you have met at your work just were not interesting.
Maybe, but
it's possible.
For sure. But I remember a lot of good people.
With whom you have not made any relationships because you were more focused on your project.
Yes, not enough.
Okay. In general, meeting people, but also assessing whether those people are really nice and are resonating with your values or not, because you will meet a lot of people that will not resonate with your values. It's a good advice because those relationships will over time evolve, and if you have a good network of people, you feel more safe than if you have a lot of money. If I had to choose whether I want to have 100 persons that care about me versus $100 million, I would prefer having 100 persons that care about me.
It's good to have people with a good energy around you.
Okay, my number 5 is iterate rapidly, close projects ruthlessly, and change teams often.
Explain.
I will explain. So I have made a lot of things in my life. I've been in 3 bands. I had a lot of ideas. I tested. I worked as a translator. I worked as a number of different original roles. Every time I had the possibility to choose the people with whom I work, I think I delayed too much decisions about with whom to work and with whom not to work. What I'm saying, iterate rapidly. So if you think, I would like to be a musician, like I was. I want to make hip-hop records. Very good. Try it. If you think that hip-hop is okay, record an album with hip-hop, and then if you don't like it, stop being a hip-hop artist. You don't have to record 2nd, 3rd, and 4th album with hip-hop if you don't like the first one. This is the iterate rapidly. So it's like with your dancing. Test what you like or not, but test it in practice, not with your imagination, but in practice. And then if you like what you do with a group of people, you make projects, you do something, and you will have some people that will be exceptionally good at what they do. They will contribute a lot, and there will be a majority of people that will be bad, and that will push you down, basically, and the project will weigh down. Change teams often. If you see that people weigh down and are blocking your progress, just get rid of those people. You don't have to cooperate with people until the end of time. This is what I would like to tell to myself. What do you think about it? Number 6 for you?
Speak about what you care. Share what you know.
Speak about what you care. Publicly?
Yes.
Okay. I understand.
Publicly, but, it can be with your colleague, your friend, at work, in your community, because you can make some change.
Okay. So if you think that some ideas deserve some action, just speak about those ideas and in order to provoke the action.
Yes.
Okay. This is nice.
Because
I like it.
For many years I thought that what I think is not so important. With time.
You understood that your thoughts and ideas are
with
important.
time I discovered that I have a power to make some small change.
Of course.
And that when I start to speak about something with people in my community, I can see that there are a lot of people that share my perspective.
Think the same thing, but that were afraid of sharing it.
Yes. And then together we can do something, or I have more courage to do the thing that I
think because you see that
yes.
it will help not only yourself but also a larger community of people.
I value people that are sharing
that are sharing
their experience
their
or point of view.
Okay. Yeah, this is a very good point. It was your last one?
Yes, it was my last one.
My number 6, so the last one is ship fast. If you think you're not ready, you're wrong. And this is somehow a cure for perfectionism, I think, because shipping fast means that I usually think, even with those podcasts, that we're not ready, we're not good enough, we should work more and have better production and be more prepared, etc., etc., etc. And actually what counts in the world is just that you do your work and you show the work to other people, to the world. And it can be applied at work, it can be applied to YouTube, to podcasting, to everything, to building a company. And I think that shipping fast gives you the opportunity to accustom yourself to just showing your work, even if you think that it's not ready. Let other people look at it and maybe say, yeah, it's not ready. And to accustom yourself to setting deadlines and saying, voila, I am giving myself 2 months to build something and then I will show it to the people. And so you can iterate. If you show your work, you can iterate. You can see whether people are interested or not, whether something clicks with some community or not, and then improve what you do.
Excellent point.
You're thinking about your business right now?
About my business and, in general, I think that there's nothing more difficult than to do something.
To do until the end.
To act, because we have a lot of ideas, we are thinking about something and we are not doing finally.
I don't know who said it, but maybe someone in the comments will tell us. Ideas are bullshit, execution is everything.
And I know that it works, many times you are just saying, we will do it, even when I'm saying, no, I'm not prepared.
And then what happens?
And
are you regretting what you shipped, even if you thought that you're not ready?
No, I'm happy that we did something.
I think that it's like with running. You don't want to go on a run, but I don't know any runner that will go back from a run and say, I regret going on my run. That's it. If you have some ideas for us, or maybe there is 6 things you would like to transmit to your 20 years old self, write them in the comment at www.digitalpragmatism.com. And see you in the next one.
See you.